Hello YouTube. If you play Parallel TCG, then you probably know that Earthen Parallel is like in a really tough spot right now. Earthen has had some nerfs over the last month. In particular, the Gafar Paragon has been nerfed heavily. So mid-range Gafar and a lot of the big Axeman Gafar decks are just not performing very well anymore. A lot of people are playing Nehemia mid-range, but maybe we'll do a video on that a different time. I wanted to try Shoshanna. Shoshanna Earthen Control. It's the closest thing to one of my favorite really annoying decks in Gods Unchained, Control Nature. Shoshanna has the best healing effect in the game, and the whole point of this deck is to get Gaia's Call to work. In my opinion, this is pretty much the most fun win condition in the game. Your opponent sees it coming from a mile away, but if they can't stop it, then you can still destroy them. So the sense of tension as you're like about to win and they're trying to stop you and then hopefully they can't, it's really fun. We're going to get into some highlight matches very quickly. I'm going to try not to make this too long-winded and getting a little bit rambly. Not a surprise, anyone who's been hanging out for a while. So let's just go over a few of the key cards. Number one, Wong got buffed recently. I'm sure they're going to nerf him again, but if he's anywhere near as strong as he is now, this is an automatic include in pretty much every deck in the game. Definitely in any control deck, because the card draw potential alone is crazy. Compare this to Supply and Demand, another card in this game, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So we're definitely running Wong. We're definitely running these frigates or frigates. I'm not sure how to pronounce the word, but the prototype DS1 guy. This is essential because 10 attack sets up the Gaia's Call, since what Gaia's Call is going to do is summon creatures, or units rather, from the bank and have them attack immediately. So you want to put this in your bank and then summon it with Gaia's Call. So we're definitely running these, as well as Tane. And this deck has a lot of the usual suspects. We're not going to go through everything. The early game is pretty standard. Is there anything else I need to mention? I'll just say that, where did it go? Solea is still insane. She got changed from a 3-drop 2/4 to a 5-drop 4/4. Still an incredible card. Always run Solea. And anything else to say? I'll just mention that this deck is full of legendaries. I do not have all the NFTs for this, not even close. This is a virtual deck for me and for most players. One last card to mention, actually, Star Chart. Any deck that really needs to draw one card in particular, like Core decks with Juggernaut, or our deck here with Gaia's Call, Star Chart is an incredible card, letting you basically pick from the top 3 cards of your deck each turn, drawing from a choice of 3 instead of only getting the top cards. So you're going through your cards 3 times faster. I think this is essential for any kind of control deck that has a few key cards. Okay, let's get right into a highlight match. Let me show you how this deck works. Let me get a win. Okay, we're queuing up now. Please not Shroud. Anything. We can win against Shroud, but just give me a Markolian. Give me an Core, maybe a Cathari. Give me one of those. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Okay, it's the new down Shroud. It's literally our worst possible matchup. 15 Paragons, this is the worst one. Every single time I queue up with this deck, right away, New Dawn. Right away. Can we win it anyway? If I win it anyway, that'll be cool. Then I can have a great highlight match. Let's see. In this matchup, we just want to get Gaia's Call because it's our only hope of winning. They're going first. I'll make my camera smaller so I don't cover up too much of the screen here. And, I mean, we're going to use Steward of the Garden, and we're going to send everything else back. We're hoping to get Star Chart or just get Gaia's Call directly. We got neither, so we need to draw Star Chart or Gaia's Call. Star Chart would let me get to Gaia's Call faster, so we need it. This is not an unwinnable match, though. This is by no means unwinnable. We just need to be thoughtful. We're going to keep all of our drawing cards, and I mean, I don't really want the seeds in my opening hand. I'm going to bank these because it's way too early, and let's go. We're going to ramp our energy. We draw Tane, so we'll bank this. We're banking most, if not all, of our big creatures early in the match to set up for Gaia's Call. God, I hope we draw Gaia's Call. This is our toughest matchup, or at least one of them. If I just win, if I just draw Gaia's Call, then I can win. Okay. So we're going to bank Tane, no question, and we're going to... I'm waiting to play Supply and Demand. I can play Conduit as a 3-3, which is probably our strongest turn 2 play. Or I could play Loyalist and save the Conduit. We'll go for the tempo, though. Conduit can be amazing in the late game, but we'll go for the tempo. We'll go for the tempo because we can. All right. Let's get him. If we don't draw Gaia's Call, the backup plan is to just try to play a couple of big creatures in the late game and kill them in like 2 or 3 turns. Try to get them faster than they're expecting it. So 1 erasure down. I don't mind them doing that. I don't mind them erasing the 1 drop, the energy ramp. That's okay with me. They're running Lifestream, which is pretty odd. So presumably they're going to be bringing out some artifact appraisers and stuff like that. This is our only playable card here, and I am banking some stuff that's not helpful for Gaia's Call, because my draw here is just honestly pretty awkward. But we'll see if we can win it. I mean, this is an awkward draw against one of our worst matchups. It's still winnable, though. That's what I like about this deck. It's rarely hard countered. It has bad matchups, but I don't feel like I'm getting hard countered. I think Nehemia, most of the Nehemia decks I've looked at so far are much worse against Shroud. Whereas this deck has a chance. So they've already used 2 erasures. I don't mind them having these. They're kind of using their erasures very early. Arguably, they're kind of wasting their erasures. And we got lucky. We top-decked the Fixer. I can use the Black Market Fixer to kill the Steward. I would bank the Supply and Demand, but I still might want to draw because I might be desperate for draw. And I really need to put some creatures into the bank to start setting up for Gaia's Call, assuming that I will draw it. Let's bank the TE4 Interceptor. It's an okay card to bank. You don't want to go too all in on Gaia's Call, because theoretically you want to be able to win without it if you have to. And that is good to consider. We did draw Gaia's Call, though, right on cue. So next turn I could play it. My bank isn't really set up for it, though. We've only got the Tane really as a juicy Gaia's Call card. We'll still probably go for it and just hope we draw into stuff sooner than later. And we're going to keep hitting face every single chance we get. We're going to keep hitting face every chance we get. Just trying to rush them down and kill them ASAP. I was really wanting to play Gaia's Call here. It probably is worth it to play Solea first and hold off. And then I'm probably going to bank the Smuggler. We got to make some tough decisions, right? So we want to set up... Do I just play Gaia's Call right now? They're at 26, and I have 12 damage here. We're not really set up to get lethal yet. The thing is, in theory, if they run Smugglers, I want to have my Smuggler to steal the Relic back after they steal it. It's pretty unlikely that that happens. We're going to bank the Smuggler, and I'm going to make a difficult decision to play Solea. We can attack, because we have to not attack for Solea's effect to activate. And that allows us to get First Strike, a.k.a. Armed, to kill the Steward and not lose my creature right at the end. We get back our Conduit as a 1-1. It loses the buff it had previous, but it's still shielded, so still not too bad. And what we're doing here is we're kind of doing the pincer. You know what I mean? The squeeze, right? We got the Gaia's Call threat, which they aren't even able to see it yet, but we know it's there. And then we got the on-the-board creatures threat. Now, it's super unlucky they just won that coin flip. Now they can use New Dawn to get a Conduit. Nothing I can really do about that, though, and it's probably not going to cost me the game or anything. Okay, good. We can use the Fixer to kill the Conduit. We got to play the Gaia's Call now, because now we're actually getting close to doing it, and I want to not let them draw more, because if they draw more, then they might draw anti-relic answers. If they don't draw anything that shuts down a relic, we're going to win. And I'm going to bank the Fixer so I can play it for free when Gaia's Call pops to kill the Conduit. Maybe I'll wait a turn on that. It's a little risky. I'm going all in on the Gaia, honestly. Like, I'm going to just go ahead and really hope this Gaia works. I could be a little more like, what if it doesn't work? I want to win anyway. I'm really going to commit to it for now. If they destroy it, we'll have to try to find a different path to victory. The good thing here, they don't have a lot of cards. The other good thing is that they're using cards and they're not shutting down my win conditions. So they just life siphoned my black market fixer I played before, not the one I banked. That doesn't really matter. Life stream, I can heal my guy a little bit off of their relic. And it seems like they're grasping at straws. Student of Shoshanna, you always want one of these in the bank for Gaia's Call, because you can play it first, and it does get buffed when you then play the other creatures off of Gaia's Call. So we're going to bank the Student. I kind of want to draw with Supply and Demand. Is that stupid? I also kind of want to put Pacifism on the Steward. But I think the thing is, we're at no risk of dying. They don't have Defender. I'm actually going to draw and look for more good stuff to possibly put in the bank. Or, ooh, I can just play Wong here for more draws. Let's just keep my options wide open. Force them to keep answering other stuff. Also, fun fact. Here, let's actually grab the Smuggler, even though it's incredibly unlikely that we'll use it. If you don't pick your cards fast enough for Wong, you don't get any cards. So don't make that mistake, because I made that mistake off stream. Hit face, don't trade in. We're all in on just like face damage now. I banked, right? I'm trying not to make any silly mistakes. Yep, I banked the Student. We talked about that. Okay, we draw Star Chart. Talked about this at the start of the video, but probably don't need it. Please do not destroy my relic. Don't have answers, bro. They usually don't have answers here. Like, usually in this position, we're at a good chance to win. They also might have a chance to draw a Power Instructor, because that's the thing, is if they have, like, one Saboteur or one EMP, both of which can destroy my relic, they can look for it using a card called Power Instructor, which lets them search their deck for any card. So Shroud has options to get there, but they only have 2 cards in hand. They have 23 cards in the deck, and it doesn't look like they're getting there. They're getting a card from the Singularity. I'm sure they probably want to take the Conduit. Not positive, but that would make sense to me. Gaia's Call has 1 counter on it. It's going to have 2 counters. Yes, the numbers are small. Yes, everyone agrees. They need to work on that, but still, that's okay. You can see it if I pull it up. It's 1. 1 counter. 2 counters shall be next turn. Their turn is about over. The thing is, they're just out of cards. That's the big thing here. Like, their lack of cards is awesome for me. They did play a Defender with the Sacred Siphoner, but whatever. Okay, so we can heal Wong from the life stream. Now, this is interesting. So my hand is full. I could play Seeds. If I play the Seeds, whatever cards I pull out won't be available for Gaia's Call. But I could use this as a seed and this as a seed. I could grab the Seeds and just use 2 of them. Clear out the Sacred Siphoner, hit him in the face for 4, and we probably win next turn. I think we bank the Student again. And we go for this. So we're going to seed. This is a little bit advanced, using the Seeds the turn before Gaia's Call. You're usually not going to do this. This is one of those things. This deck, I think, has a really high skill cap. I don't even think I'm close to mastering this deck. Like, personally, I'm not there. Like, I think this deck has a really high skill cap. We're killing the Defender because we have to be able to hit face. Otherwise, they're just going to block. And then we're going to ignore their Singularity Steward, because next turn, if they don't have an answer for this relic, I win. The Singularity is not giving them a viable answer. They need to draw something. They haven't used Power Instructor. I'm hoping. Come on, don't ruin my content. Don't ruin my content right now. Please. I can even use Pacifist here, but there's no real need to. We're just gonna toss down a creature. Toss down another creature, because I can't. I don't know if there's any reason not to. I can't really think of a reason not to. We banked the other Student. We passed the turn. Please! This can be the win, bro. Right against New Dawn, too. One of our tougher matchups. This Gaia's Call deck does okay against Shroud decks in the current meta. If more people run relics, then that means people will run more relic removal, and then this deck gets worse. But as long as people don't run relics very much, this deck has a good time, because other decks don't have a lot of relic removal. They have Bora, and that's not enough to stop us. We're like 1 turn ahead of them. I believe. I believe that's GG. Let's see what happens when the next turn goes, unless they just concede. I'm pretty sure that's it. Bora can't attack. Bora can't defend. The Singularity effect here isn't going to matter. Gaia's Call pops at the start of my turn. So hopefully they might just concede, but if not, we'll get to see it happen. Gaia's Call, here we go. It's going to show me my bank because we get the third counter. It activates. And then always play your students first. Do not mess this up because the students will get the buff from everything else. I can even use my TE4. So it's easy to forget this. You're going to get to use all your musters. Like, I didn't even realize this when I was first playing Gaia. It's just so fun. They're going to concede somewhere in here probably. Steal their life stream just because I have the card in my bank. I'm just using it for the attack. All these cards get to attack immediately. They're all battle ready. You can see the students are waking up. And I can even play more cards if I want, but there is no need. That's a GG against our worst matchup, or at least I think it's definitely one of our worst. So let's do the GG emote. Well played, and we did it. We beat Shroud with Earthen. There you go. There you go. You never want to play Earthen versus Shroud. But if you're gonna, you either want to do like super aggro or you want to do this Gaia's Call strategy. You do not want to use mid-range against Shroud. Then you get wrecked. But as you see, Gaia's Call can do it. We did it! We did it! All right, nice. There's your highlight match. Hope you enjoy the deck. The link is in the description. I posted a whole text guide on Twitter. I'll link to it in the description. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm getting out of here. Flux signing out. Let's go. Win streak continued. Woo, woo.